Good evening, everyone. Yesterday I showed you my 16mm film projector, but I thought today I would actually talk about it while I show it to you. We have the boom Bell & Howell. What does this say? Filmo Sound Specialist. It's a heavy son of a gun, but it is portable, and this is a 16mm film projector. Thing opens up, boom. And this is where all the film runs through. This thing is really cool. Film projectors are very quickly becoming obsolete. I think it's just a fun hobby to actually have one. And yeah, the way this thing works is you have a reel of film, and there's a bar that comes out, put it up here, and the film runs through here, down through, and out right here. This is the lens. The film quickly goes through here as a 1000 watt light shines through it, and that's what projects it, and then it comes down here and all the way around and around and around, up through, and comes back onto a reel back here. So kind of like a tape player, except it runs through all this stuff first, and you actually manually put the film through first before you start it. It's a pretty cool thing. It's very heavy duty, and it's really just a cool piece of technology that's all mechanical. This opens up so you can see where the lens is, and it also has sound on the back and some adapters that came with it that look kind of homemade actually, which is really cool. It's got some sound options. Set it down. These things are really cool. People don't use them much anymore because, well, they're inefficient and they're costly, but it used to be all there was for an entire history of cinema for 100 years. Digital has existed for a while. It's exists since at least actually exists not in a scientific laboratory, since the 70s, become commonplace in the home since the 80s. But film has mostly been what's been used for television broadcasts and motion pictures until probably maybe 6-7 years ago. Before 6-7 years ago, it was all film for major motion pictures, except for the rare occasion where someone would use video. This is a film reel that I actually showed the other day. And this one, it's got a little bit more film on it. You can see there in the center. This thing right here holds about 2.5 minutes. It's supposed to be 100 feet of film. And so if you take the film out and actually look at it, you can see all the little frames on there. In fact, I'll do that with this. This is a 1,100 foot roll of film. This one has sound. It came with the projector. I bought it at a garage sale. This is the projector and a screen for about $75, which I thought was a pretty good deal since everything works. The sound works, the light works, and I thought that was a good deal. Film stuff is just expensive in general. And this is called leader tape. It's just a plastic tape you can run through without scratching it. Because with film, you actually have to worry that you're gonna be careful you don't scratch it. I'm sure everyone's seen film scratches or film scratch replicas. Get a kind of an old-fashioned look. And this is the actual film strip right here. And yeah, this stuff. Let's see. For every single little hole is a frame. So just this bit right here is about 10 frames. It just rapidly runs through that projector, 24 a second for most films. And that's how you get your motion picture. It's pretty cool stuff. I learned how to do this in film school. If you're not a hobbyist, almost no one does this anymore. But there are a few filmmakers who are still really into it. Quentin Tarantino is one who is adamant about continuing to shoot on film. And a lot of IMAX films are still shot entirely on film because the negatives, or individual little frames of film for IMAX, are really, really big. So you can get a really amazing picture without using a lot of crazy, expensive technological resources. Some other cool stuff with film. My film strip broke the other day, and this had happen all the time in real life. You have to use this splicer tape and splice the film together. It just means you chop the film up and tape it back together using this tape. This is some of the film I shot while I was in college. Keep together with paper tape. It's a tape that won't damage the film. And then take that off. You can unravel it. And this one, It's a little bit of time before you can actually see where, oh, there it is. If you hold it up to the light, you can see what's going on, but it's kind of hard to see. Now this is a 16mm format, so it's a little bit smaller. If you ever shot on picture cameras, you know the film is bigger, that's 35mm. It's a little bit, it's kind of twice as big. But 16mm was widely used for a very long time, and you still can use it if you want to. It's just a little bit pricey. It's pricier than using a camera, that's for sure. You know, video camera like your cell phone. 16mm is used for most television broadcasts. A lot of films too, especially independent films, and some of them still shoot on 16mm. And most independent films made probably 8 or more years ago were definitely shot on 16mm if they had high quality in mind. And it's a really versatile and good format. It comes in this box here, Kodak. This is Tri-X reversal film, and this one is really common for film school. You can still buy this stuff. I think it's like 11 or 12 bucks a box. And the problem is, you shoot all this, shoot it with a 16mm camera, which I actually have one, just not here with me today. And then you have to seal it up in here under the dark so you don't expose your film too much. Ship it off to the film development lab, and that's where it gets pricey. Because since so few people actually shoot on this film anymore, there's not a lot of development labs anymore. It used to be like your local news station was filming on this, so there was a development lab in every town. And now there's not, so you have to send it somewhere, have them develop it, and it's really pricey. And just shooting this 2.5-minute roll could easily jump up to like, I mean, it's like 10, 11, 12 bucks for the roll. Development costs could be even twice that, maybe even more. Shipping costs, you could spend like 30, 40 bucks just on this, and it's 2.5 minutes. And this is black and white. Color is probably more expensive. So film gets very expensive very fast, but it is a fun hobby and it's very aesthetically pleasing. I myself am a little sad to see film projection mostly go. I like that some filmmakers like Tarantino are kind of adamant about using only film. He wants to have his own movie theater that shoots only film or projects only in film. It's really cool, it's really pretty, it's really aesthetically pleasing. But it's hard to say what will happen. As long as it sticks around as a hobbyist thing, I think we're in good shape. If it ever just vanishes off the earth, that would be a pretty sad thing. But as long as you can use it as a hobby, I think that'd be cool. And if you're interested, you should look it up, check it out, and you know, if you go to film school, you'll probably get a chance to shoot on it. And even if you don't want to shoot film on it because it's so expensive, I recommend just playing around. You can get an old 35mm still shot camera for relatively cheap on eBay, and it's really fun to take good photos with that, and that could be a great hobby in itself. So, without further ado and without 75,000 more facts, I will leave you until next time, where I might show you some more films. It's good stuff. I got too much film stuff all over the place. Crowd me out. Anyways, until next time, have a good night.